Hello everyone, I am Monica Dhania, a first year MBBS student from ESIC Medical College and Hospital, Alwar. Today I am here to discuss with you about an article which was about the importance of sleep and how to sleep better. Sleep, totally complicated. Our sleep quality is the root of countless health issues. So how do we change our sleeping habits? So definitely we have to work on them and change them and do better on our sleeping schedule and all. So overall this all stuff is about sleep, sleeping schedules, cycle. What is the importance of sleep in our life? According to Mayo Clinic Research Organization and with the explanation of Dr. Timothy Morgenthaler, we are here to discuss the importance of sleep. Okay, so we have been spending a third of every day of our entire life sleeping. If it's a third of our lives, it must be pretty important. And it is just not about the feeling refreshed. It is about the physical restoration that our body do to keep us going in all directions and keep us healthy and all. It's really essential to sleep because every single system in our body needs sleep. It's nothing short of amazing. Let's just kind of start thinking about things like physical restoration. First of all, sleep is really when your body does its repair work. During sleep, especially during deep sleep, or so-called slow wave sleep, our body is like a construction crew. It's busy fixing tissues, building muscle, repairing muscles that were torn or injured, strengthening bones. Growth hormone, which is kind of like one of the body's repair tools, it released primarily during the initial sleep. Your immune system get a boost while you sleep, and it protects you from infection, as you all know, because immune system is the protective system of our body. So when we skimp on sleep and your body doesn't really have all the time that it needs to heal and defend itself, you can feel a lot less healthy very quickly. So now let's talk about our brain health. How does sleep affect brain? Again, as I am telling you the explanation from Dr. Timothy, our brain is a super busy when we are sleeping. We used to think that sleep was a very passive activity, kind of like nothing is happening around us. But actually I'm very sure every listener has noticed how much clearer they feel and how much clearer they think after a good night's sleep. Like if you are listening me, then how much processes are going on in your mind again and again. And that's because when you are sleeping, your brain is busy processing and organizing all the information that you brought in that during the day and kind of locking it into long-term memory or converting into long-term memory from a very short-term memory. Oftentimes people think that it's kind of like there's a librarian in your brain going through sorting things and cataloging in the right direction, right location, giving you an index for how you go to find something in your brain, in the all that information that is kept in your brain. So your brain is also, while you are sleeping, is continuing the work to taking out the trash from your body. And if you will, there is a system in the brain that's called the glymphatic system. Wasn't really known about 10 years ago, but it's busy clearing about the waste products that accumulate while your brain is so busy thinking and doing and acting out things like during the day. So it is also turns out that sleep is important for metabolism and weight. And people are becoming more aware of this day by day in the last few years. Getting good sleep is really getting enough, and good sleep is really part of us controlling weight also. Sleep also affects your metabolism. Like when you don't get enough sleep, you tend to crave less healthy food, carbs and snacks that are high in fat and so forth. It has been shown to lot to do with weight control and also with the control of insulin and managing blood sugar. The ideal number of sleep hours is between 7 to 9. It's really a range, though it's not just individualized. This range of 7 to 9 hours is for 95% of the adult population. they should aim somewhere there. Even if you feel fine after a poor night's sleep, your performances will suffer. Studies show that regularly getting sleep less than 6 hours of sleep can increase your likelihood of developing chances of obesity, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease and depression also. Always try to aim to get approx 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Now we want to know what we can do to sleep better. So there's obviously a lot of conventional wisdom out there. Firstly, turn off your devices. An hour ago you are going to sleep or before bed. And don't drink coffee too lately. Also, if you are a person having sleeping troubles, then here what I would suggest, sit down and think very carefully that when you have to wake up. So there are steps that will definitely help you to sleep better. Steps number 1, pick a sleep time and stick with it perfectly, obediently. Follow that time. And step number 2, this is not obvious at all, but spend less time on bed. So what does it mean to say that spend less time in bed? That has been a lot of people who have trouble in sleeping, they're just spending a lot of time on the bed. But this shouldn't be happen, because most of the time they are going to be awake at the bed. They are not in the phase of sleep. So what we really want is if 7 o'clock is the morning time, that when we have to wake up, count backwards from that at least 7 hours. So first set a target that when you have to wake up in the morning, then count backwards from that hour that I have to sleep 7 hours, like I have to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, then I have to sleep at night approximately 12, 11 o'clock. So that when you are going to sleep at 11 o'clock, there will be firstly the time when you are not going to sleep. So if you are having trouble in sleeping, like step number 3 is you have to sleep on your bed. If you are not able to sleep on your bed, like you are still awakened from last 20 minutes, from last 30 minutes, then you should wake up. You should move away from your bed and do something brain expanding energy activities, like some crossword solving, some puzzle solving, something that's like that until you really feel sleepy. That's where you follow the step number 4. Only go to bed when you are sleepy, when you have high likelihood that you are going to fall asleep. And if you do these 4 things very regularly and persistently, most people will have improved sleep. And you may also have, like, the doubt is like that whether warmer temperature or cooler temperature, which one is better to sleep, and what should be the standard room temperature when we are sleeping. So by some studies, you can keep the temperature between like 68 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That's probably the best bedroom temperature for people. Once it starts getting over 80 degrees Fahrenheit, then it is definitely going to deteriorate the sleep of the particular individual. And sometimes beside of temperature, some people may prefer light, some people may prefer sleeping dark. But what actually the studies say is that sleeping in dark is better for our good sleep. So some people are very light sensitive, like they just can't able to sleep. My personal preference is I do like to sleep in dark, I don't like to sleep in light. Like you can say I'm light sensitive, so it's another thing. Like there is still people thinking that is there any clothes that you should wear during your sleeping? Like what would be the comfortable clothes? Like there should be another sleeping clothes beside of your normal routine clothes or something like that. So there are studies, of course. So studies say that the cotton or natural fibers clothes are way better than the polyester ones, because they help in passing the air and keep our body refreshed during sleeping. So now the most irritating thing that we often face, I mean me as a student and my all the mates that are living around me, like my roommates and my floor mates and all my even batchmates. So they used to tell that they do the snoozing alarm. So snooze alarms for the most part are not our friends. In fact, we end up losing our sleeping zone out and just get mentally disturbed from that continue the buzzing of that sound, and we just stop, then again back to sleep, then again wake up and stop that alarm and all. So don't do that. Overall summary is, well, start by thinking about when you want to get up, like the 7 hours rule, like when you have to sleep, just fix the time when you have to wake up and then get 7 hours backwards and then sleep at that time. If you are not able to sleep, then please stay away from the bed. Not like you are staying in the bed and trying to getting sleep continuous, and like if still you are unable to sleep, stay consistent also for this routine that you have to sleep for perfect 7 to 9 hours a day, perfectly, especially 7 hours at the night. So, and if whether sometimes you may need a nap because of some tiredness during the day work and all, then it should be short for just about 20 to 30 minutes, not way much longer, because this is enough to boost up our energy again for a particular time, you know. So I think that is enough for today. I know it's my first time about taking some topic and discussion and all, and I should try every single time when I made a I will decide to make a video and post it on YouTube. I will try to do better in every next one. And thank you for watching. Keep it like, share and subscribe.